Captain's log, stardate 46154.2. The Enterprise has entered the Amargosa diaspora, an unusually dense globular cluster. We are faced with the daunting task of charting this vast region.
Lieutenant Shipley, let's get a triangulation on these sector points.
Aye, sir.
Sorry I'm late. Overslept again. What have we got?
Well, the cluster's a lot more dense than we thought. It's going to take 3 days just to map out 1/10 of it.
3 days?
I think we found a way to speed that up a bit. We've been testing a way to channel warp energy directly to the main deflector grid. It should enhance the long-range sensors.
The modification would increase our sensor efficiency and imaging resolution by 25% or more.
That sounds like that'll use up a lot of warp energy.
Well, we channel it through the EPS mains on Deck 4, near Cargo Bay 4.
Okay, let's give it a try.
Data, let's get those field taps online.
Commander, I would like to remind you about my poetry reading this afternoon.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
I can't wait to see what he's come up with.
Then we sat on the sand for some time and observed how the oceans that cover the world were perturbed by the tides from the orbiting moon overhead. How relaxing the sound of the waves is, you said. I began to expound upon tidal effects when you asked me to stop, looking somewhat perplexed. So I did not explain why the sunset turns red, and we watched the occurrence in silence instead. That poem was written in anapestic tetrameter. For my 9th poem, we will
I don't understand. I can barely keep my eyes open.
Throughout the ages, from Keats to Giacomo, poets have composed odes to individuals who have had a profound effect upon their lives. In keeping with that tradition, I have written my next poem in honor of my cat. I call it Ode to Spot. Felis catus, is your taxonomic nomenclature an endothermic quadruped, carnivorous by nature? Your visual, olfactory, and auditory senses contribute to your hunting skills and natural defenses. I find myself intrigued by your subvocal oscillations, a singular development of cat communications that obviates your basic hedonistic predilection for a rhythmic stroking of your fur to demonstrate affection. A tail is quite essential for your acrobatic talents. You would not be so agile if you lacked its counterbalance. And when not being utilized to aid in locomotion, it often serves to illustrate the state of your emotion. Commander, you have anticipated my denouement. However, the sentiment is appreciated. I will continue. Oh, Spot, the complex levels of behavior you display connote a fairly well-developed cognitive array. And though you are not sentient, Spot, and do not comprehend, I nonetheless consider you a true and valued friend.